Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
All right, and we can continue to see storms here in the state of Utah as well.
Yes, another wet week for quite a bit of it, Alana.
Definitely, and Harold's remnants actually going to make an appearance in the Beehive State. I want to show you, we're going to pull some of that moisture towards Utah as we head into tomorrow, and that's going to be combined with our monsoon flow, which is southerly. Now, we've got to talk about the storms happening right now. Check out near Sand Hollow Reservoir. Very heavy rain, gusty winds between 30 and 40 miles per hour at this location. Stronger winds down near St. George. We have that live view from our Utah Tech camera where we've watched the camera bouncing around. This is near the bluff looking down where the old St. George Airport was, but wet weather is out there, torrential rain, gusty winds, and we're looking at the storm tracker radar to show you where it's headed and where it's going. At 5:14, it's Washington County tracking north, moving north at about 15 miles per hour. The potential for some half-inch sized hail embedded in the storm, but you can see the storms to the south of Utah have prompted flash flood warnings in Arizona and now moving into the Beehive State. So they have a lot of rain with them and gusty winds. As we move up a little further north, clearing the Richfield area over Highway 89 towards Manti and Ephraim, we've got some rain, Mount Pleasant, as well as towards places like Fillmore, Scipio. West Desert has some isolated activity, and that means that the Wasatch Front could see some storms tonight. What we're watching is going to track north and northeast, so Tooele County could get active. We're watching that line of storms over in the West Desert, southwestern Wyoming active tonight. But it's been a beautiful day along the Wasatch Front. Drier air moved in for northern Utah and kept us quiet. Can't rule out the chance, though, in the next couple of hours. Live view from the ABC4 studios, our Colonial Flag Tower camera, 87 degrees. You can see it's breezy, but the sun was out and temperatures in the 80s. Pretty beautiful for this time of year. 90 is our average high, but cooler than that today. 80s along the Wasatch Front. Look at the numbers down south. You can see where storms have popped up. That includes over Price, Delta at 82, 78 in St. George with those temperatures dropping. We were in the 90s. These storms rolled in, and now St. George in the 70s. Along the Wasatch Front, the chance of those storms, as I mentioned, for the next couple of hours. Below average temperatures, 80s turning to 70s by ABC4 News at 10. Okay, into tomorrow, we see an uptick in storms, but let's walk you through what to expect tonight. Futurecast is going to show those storms on the move, pushing again to the north and northeast. Here's the Wasatch Front, so it looks like Davis County south could see some activity as we get through the next couple of hours. Again, Tooele County is part of that as those storms track northeast. Southern Utah, southeastern and south central Utah hold on to moisture by ABC4 News at 10. We're going to see that moisture, tropical remnants, and our southerly flow take over for tomorrow, and that's going to bring an increase in storms. It starts in the morning in south central Utah, becomes a little more widespread. We're going to see moisture potential increasing throughout the day, and that means some big storms. By 4 p.m., it looks like Wasatch Plateau and Castle Country, northeastern Utah, the West Desert, and parts of the Wasatch Front tap into storm activity. And that surge of moisture from Harold's remnants, very noticeable, which means we're going to see the potential for some heavy rain. Eastern Utah, Moab to the basin looking active. Harold's remnants, this is how they track out for tomorrow. So that remnant low moves into the southwest, starts to move towards the Beehive State, increases rain by midday, and then as we head into the evening, we do have a chance of those storms for the afternoon and evening from the Wasatch Front over to eastern Utah. Looks like the western side of the state will see isolated storms, but the threat will still be there. They're a little drier. As we look at the excessive rainfall threat, it's elevated in yellow and green. What this means is that we could see heavy rainfall, and we have a low-end risk of that turning into flash flooding. That's why the probable flash flood risk holds on for tomorrow. That's for all of the Mighty Five and surrounding areas. Moisture Tracker shows you what to expect in the long range. So we're going to get this retrograding high moving back towards Utah. We keep moisture until it centers south of the Beehive State, and when it does into early next week, drier conditions are expected, and that's when we see temperatures rising and a quieter pattern. Regional forecast showing those numbers. 80s for tomorrow, 86 in St. George, widespread storms. It's been that type of week, hasn't it? As we look at the 7-day in St. George, the temperatures start to rise once we dry out, and the Wasatch Front follows a similar pattern. Triple digits return to Washington County. It will feel like average this time of year. Here's the Wasatch Front with the 80s and storm potential as we close out the work week, drier as we roll into Saturday.
What does that mean? What does drier mean?
And those 90s and triple digits. It's been a minute.
Been giving it my all. It's only Wednesday, guys. You know, I'm like, we got two
Halfway
more
through,
days.
though.
Yes,
Halfway
that
through.
retrograding high looks like a little bit of a break, and we'll take it for
All right.
Saturday.
Thank you so much, Alana.